Hey there. I don't like to talk very much in the first minute to the broadcast. I usually put up the other screen so I know when a minute has passed. It's all garbled, jumps around. It's no bueno. I feel like I need to talk here though. This is asking me to set game brightness. It says adjust the brightness until the Mafia 3 logo is barely visible. I can't see shit. I have no depth perception. I'm colorblind. I have lots of issues with vision, and yet I always see the logo. Like I guess there it's kind of dark on dark. There it's light on light. I thought there was one that was kind of in between the two that was kind of not that great either. But I don't really want a dark game. So I might not listen to them. I go with like that's the end. I go with that. Pardon me. Trying to see if I can see timing to see if I should talk now. Alright, so anyway, I'm learning a lot here in terms of everything. Literally everything. Still feeling new to current gen consoles, just in time for them to become obsolete. Possibly by next year, which is next year technically within the next month, but I don't think they're coming out in January. So the whole PS Now thing, I don't know, I think I've seen it before and just opted not to go with it. I felt like it was too high of a price point, and didn't see a ton of titles that I was interested in when I checked it out, I guess. Also, from what I can tell, and this is wrong, but I think Mafia 3 just got added, which is in the list of recent additions. I think also on that list was Tropical 5. If you look at the last broadcast on my channel, it was Tropical 5, and I will get to in a second. Well, whatever. So I turned myself into a liar unintentionally. I took a little bit longer dinner break than expected, and than I said I was going to. In the process, this game finished downloading, and I figured, what the fuck? Might as well jump in, see what it's about. See how pointless it is to play without DLC, because I didn't even know there was DLC when I downloaded the game. So we'll see. We will see. I've played old versions of this game. I'm almost 100% sure that I've not played this version, this iteration of this game. But I know I've played whatever. I've probably played Mafia 1 and Mafia 2, and I like them, so it could be fun. But it's been a while since I played that type of game. I don't think you'd consider Red Dead Redemption 2 to be that type of game. They both include walking and shooting. Other than that, they're probably extremely different games. Yeah, and then I was, while I was doing that, I was like, oh crap! So I gotta stream this now. But I promise I will absolutely go back to Tropico 5. For those of you that have not seen that broadcast, I'm not on my YouTube channel. I don't know why it wouldn't be there. Somebody's here. Welcome to it. Just explaining how we're doing Mafia 3 from start to finish. If you're logged into YouTube and you're on my channel, you should see what I'm talking about, which is that the last stream I just did was Tropico 5. And I will go back over to that. Spoiler alert, that broadcast is only the tutorials. I think there's 3 of them. And I got to the point of being able to start the campaign mode. Difference is I've played that game, not console version, PC, and quote-unquote completed it. So I know quite a bit about what to expect in that game. But I will go back to it because it's part of the reason why I'm doing this PS Now stuff anyways. But the other part of the reason is this game. This game seems awesome. I played earlier versions of it. I've not played this one in any form, shape, or form, so I'm going to be seeing this for the first time as we go, and I'm going to get there in about 30 seconds. I will click accept on this and see what's next and try to get into this game as quickly as possible. But generally speaking, the PS Now thing, I don't know a ton of what's going on there. And I saw on there Sid Meier's Civilization Revolution, and I believe that's the version of I've played versions of that game, but I believe that's a version of the game that I have played as well. Probably also on the PC, same as Tropico 5. But I would love to play that. I'd love to share that on the channel. Doing so would require me kind of jerry-rigging the setup to do that, because it's only available for streaming. It's not available for download like this and Tropico 5 and whatever else I'm downloading right now. And so you can only stream the downloaded versions of downloadable games. So even though I could get in right now, right this second, I could get in and stream, and meaning not live stream, but stream meaning play through the streaming service of PS Now, Civilization Revolution, and probably, I don't know, 75% or more of the titles that I think it's like 500 titles currently up there. But if you do that, if you click stream as opposed to download, even on a game that you like this, that I have the downloaded version, that means I can't do this, which is live streaming or live broadcasting through YouTube. I can also do it on Twitch. They're both connected for obvious reasons. I think I'm over here on YouTube though. Whereas the stream only ones, Civilization Revolution is one of them. The 3 Resident Evils that I added to my list, which I believe is 4, 5, and 6, also can't do those either without again rigging the whole thing, because you cannot download those, at least currently. So for this week, I'm gonna try to stick to really focusing myself just on those games that are only available for download, and then streaming as much of them as I possibly can. And hopefully before the weekends, look into a little bit more of PS Now and how it all works and stuff like that. Like the fact that I've downloaded these, I imagine they go away if I don't maintain my PS Now subscription. And I might do as a test if I can't find the information online, but I'm sure it's available. Like if I let this trial run out and then don't renew, does that mean that I lose like literally everything? So everything that I do in Mafia 3 and Tropico 5 at a minimum, and I'm probably gonna do a little bit more as well, obviously, in the next week. Like that just goes away forever, and even if like 5 minutes after the subscription ends, I renew it, I go back to these games and the content is gone, or maybe even the games themselves are no longer on my console. And being a PS Plus member, I can save the data and stuff like that over to the cloud, etc., etc. So I don't know any of that. However, I think if I only waited like 5 seconds, which isn't a real thing, you can't really do that. I think in that case it'd be totally fine, because the way they run these subscription things is that it's technically over, but there's like kind of like a grace period. But if I let it lapse for a decent amount of time, which like a month would definitely be long enough, and then I come back to it, then what would be the case? I don't know. I really don't. So there's a ton that I don't know, a ton that I'm going to be kind of finding out for myself. And let's just get into it. Let's just see what Mafia 3 is like. Yeah, English. Text subtitles on for people that are watching. Broadcasting only microphone audio because you entered. Oh. Because I got to agree to your terms of service that requires you to not show that on the broadcast. That's funny. Oh wait, what the fuck? I gotta sign up for a My2K account. And is that 2K as in like the that I know, like the sports games? I didn't non-2K stuff. And are they the ones? Were they the producers of this game from start to finish? Like, how did I play old versions of this and not really know that. This is installing. Holy shit. This doesn't go quick. I'm going to kill this broadcast and come back to it when it's done installing. This is stupid. This is insane. It said it was already installed. That's why I clicked on start. I was like, wow, it's done. Start, let's go. So stupid. And then when it's not moving at all. Is the installation complete percentage the thing that's saying 16% complete? And again, like, installing should have nothing to do with connectivity, speeds, other activity, etc. Just be based off of the system, in this case the PS4 Pro, its ability, computing power, its speeds, its clock, processing, etc. to be able to take something, a downloaded file, and unpack it and install it. That's all it should be. If it's anything else, it's an issue. And since it seems like I'm going to be killing this broadcast and waiting for this to be installed before coming back to it, although who knows, with PlayStation there's so many things that are I constantly say poorly designed, possibly not well thought out, or maybe just really hard for them to do otherwise. Is that, like, if I go to exit out of here and go open anything else that's available on my screen, it considers this to be an app, and it would consider any of those other things to be an app as well, and it doesn't let two apps be open at the same time. No clue how PS Now connects to PS Now games, if technically they can't be open at the same time. But because I think actually that was the fact that while in Tropico 5, I think I actually did go into PS Now, so that is technically going against what I just said. But like, I know if I go into any other game, or if I opened up like PlayStation View or something like that, it would, in many cases, it would either not allow it, or it would force this to be to close out. And like, if I close this out and then it continues installing background, etc., whatever, then great, that's what I'd be looking for. However, if I have to sit through whatever the fuck this is that looks like it's completely stalled, I guess it's a much bigger game, maybe much more immersive than I expected it to be. The download said it was going to take 3 hours. I think it took less than that. So, this all just feels really strange to me. So now I'm losing my train of thought. I had a couple other things I was going to say. Yeah, so for this week, while the trial is going, I'll try to do as... Okay. Well, that you didn't see what that said. It said ready to use Dynasty Warriors 9. That's PS Plus. For people that don't have these things, you'd be like, what do you... I have no idea what I'm talking about. PS Plus is like kind of a membership to Sony and PlayStation, whereas PS Now is specifically towards their mostly streaming, but obviously they understood that they weren't gonna get the revenue stream that they would have wanted if it was strictly streaming. So they kind of took the Steam model, in my opinion, from what I can tell so far. And even some games from Steam that were PC games that apparently came over to console, and people like me that played them and loved them on PC had no idea that they even came over, and made them available. But yeah, Dynasty Warriors now is Dynasty Warriors 9 for me at least. When I had that set for download, and then I guess it stopped and whatever. It's a PS Plus game, so I can play that whenever, as long as the PS Plus subscription is still active, I believe. This, however, the PS Now, I'm going to focus on just PS Now only games, I think, for this week, because I've got a fair amount of stuff ready to go and even like downloaded onto this console, despite the fact that I've technically only bought 2 games, and I don't plan on buying a whole lot more than that, because outside of Sony's deals and PS Plus and PS Now apparently having even more as well, I've got my own sort of thing on the back end where I can get access to a ton of stuff, especially if they're older. And in fact, one of the 2 games that I do own, that most of the at least recent replays of live broadcasts on this YouTube channel are going to be of that. That would be Red Dead Redemption 2. And I don't know, somewhat interestingly enough, original Red Dead Redemption is available from PS Now. You can download it, play it, and stream it, etc. I played it on PS3, so it is what it is. It just would seem I don't like to use like never and always and stuff like that. So what I would say is if I end up this week during the trial, 7-day trial, if I end up playing and streaming more than like an hour of original number 1 Red Dead Redemption 1 content, I'd be very surprised. Just because so many things would go into that would seem like that would not really make sense. I don't know why this is not installing much more than it is. It's really, really weird. It seems like an error to me at this point. We are still broadcasting. Huh. I don't know. I really don't. Oh, but yes, what I was saying is that Red Dead Redemption 2 was part of that collection of stuff that I can get access to, and actually did get access to. However, I get tired of waiting. I'm at hold, so I did not actually take advantage of that yet, and in fact have not taken advantage of any other titles through that secondary, or if you want to call it tertiary option. But I will for sure at some point. Doing this stuff now though, because I'm sitting on my couch. It's the easiest fucking thing in the world to do. Not that the other stuff would be taking too much other time. I'm just gonna click a bunch of buttons here, see if we can do anything. I don't really mind like killing the broadcast. Alright, well, I wanted this to be like start to finish. You know, people who true YouTubers, I'm not one of them. You know, not all of them, but generally speaking, they'll when they're streaming on Twitch, and then they've got a setup to essentially record the Twitch stream that they will then drop onto YouTube. It's not to say that even when they do that, as most of them do, that they never stream or do live broadcasts direct to YouTube like I'm doing at this exact moment. However, it makes sense if you've got a decent number of folks on both of your channels, on Twitch and on YouTube. It makes sense. Hard to say, you know, for the average solid streamer, or YouTuber, since they're not one and the same. Like how many people or quote unquote accounts or whatever could be subscribed to both their Twitch channel and their YouTube channel. Not sure. But if you end up putting basically identical content on both, they might get sick of just even getting the notifications twice for the exact same thing. But it's super easy to turn notifications off of one or both of them or whatever. So it's not that bad. And then another part of the reason why it makes a ton of sense is because Twitch live streams do not save in live replay broadcasts of live broadcasts. I shouldn't have used that terminology because it sounds fucked up, but that's what it means. Like what I'm doing right now, right at this moment on YouTube, I could be doing the exact same thing on Twitch. I'm connected to both through the PS4. It's technically I think two button clicks to get it to go. If I don't feel like changing stuff. If I want to change stuff, then it's a couple more clicks. It's really super easy. Problem is, if I do it over on Twitch, gone forever, because I do not personally have a setup to be able to accessing my Twitch channel on a mobile device and using a mobile device screen recorder to record it while doing it, and that would be super easy. And then that also kind of gets to the point where that's how a lot of the edited content that YouTubers put out there for their game info is that it's video editing, and you don't need to pay for that. You can get free stuff to do it. I got multiple free tools, and yet you see almost no edited content on this YouTube channel. There are a couple there, they're private, and generally speaking they're from mobile games, in which live broadcasts on YouTube are not that, where you're supposed to be able to do it, but it tends to just be like as it's weird. It is weird. So you got to like make it work. Anyways, let's click out of this. We'll stop wasting time. This is stupid that we're just stuck on this screen here. So yeah, point being, I'm not doing that, the whole Twitch over to here thing. So I'm basically just focusing on YouTube right now. And because of that, the reason why I brought that up is because I turned on this broadcast as soon as it let me. When I clicked start to get the game going, it didn't immediately give me the option. It said that menu choice is not available right now. And then as soon as it let me, I went in, and obviously it wasn't set up to put in the title, because this is the first time of doing that broadcast in this game. So I had to put all that in, stuff like that, then got into it, and then, gave it probably 25 seconds or so and started talking. That's how we got to here. I made one selection on brightness. Oh, and then there were a couple other selections in terms of language and subtitles, and then telling me about my 2K. So I don't know if this is not working because I'm not signed up to my 2K, but it should really prompt you for that if you're going to do that. But point was, I wanted it to be from start to finish the same way that it was for those people that that started for them before everyone else had access to the game, whether it was 3 hours before or more. Wanted this to be that. Obviously it's not going to be. So we are going to, now if I just click on start again, right back into here. Okay, so what is up, yo? Okay, Sid Meier's Civilization Revolution has the it's got like 17 different messages flipped across there. If you can hear the pinging in the background. Sid Meier's Civilization Revolution shows the PS Now icon, which not everyone knows the difference, but I do, especially now. Um, huh. Okay, so where is the? I'm gonna go into library because I did this before and had no problem with. Oh, um, yeah. So Dynasty Warriors now 9, as I said, is now available, but that's different. And there's a ton of Dynasty Warriors games available on PS Now, um, and I may opt to do that at some point. Um, what the fuck? Um, but yeah, I didn't check to see if they were downloadable or not. Unfortunately, I think I already mentioned this, but unfortunately, the Resident Evil 4, 5, 6, and other ones that are on there that I did not look at. I guess I don't know, but I'd assume would be the same as 4, 5, and 6 that are stream only, so I can't download them and show you them in this way. We've got NBA 2K16 downloading right now. That might be part of the issue with the delay. That thing doesn't seem to be moving at all. I think it was gonna take like half a day to download that. Um, and that'll be interesting because without even clicking into it, I was like, I know the the producer of the game, and it's a sports game that I can play, um, as part of this PS Now thing. And there aren't a ton of sports titles, in my opinion, available right now in PS Now that would be of interest to me. So it was one that I was willing to test out. However, it points out in there that online, I don't know how they worded it, but it was like online servers were going to stop. Um, they were going to they were going to shut them off basically for that particular game as of like a year ago. Um, and so therefore stuff that you would need the online servers for would then become unavailable, and yet that game is now available on PS Now. I gotta find like another fucking word than now, and I gotta find different ways of saying streaming because it's really confusing, I have to imagine. um but yeah, we'll check that out at some point. I guess I could try to close that. Let's see if options menu. I'm in Mafia 3 and in library. I'm gonna click start application and see what it does, but I think it's just gonna take me right back to where I just was. Yeah, so we're at 17% complete now. Sucks. Really sucks. Um, okay, so I know if I click on Civilization Revolution, it's gonna kill everything here. Um, and even though I said I had a ton of titles, I guess I don't have that many because a fair amount of them were demos and stuff like that. And once you complete them, they're done and they're gone. Um, I'm going to go ahead and click on Start Tropico 5 and just see what happens. I imagine that Tropico 5 will start up, Mafia 3 will close, and the broadcast will end. And if so, my bad. I may actually go back and delete this particular broadcast, which means that I'm literally talking to not only no one but to an empty vacuum at this point. Um, but yeah, I might do that and then try to see if I can see what's going on with the delay in Mafia 3. All right, so we're gonna click on Tropico 5 right now. Not for the intention of trying to get into Tropico 5, especially not in this broadcast. That would make no sense. But just to try to get the console to do something other than just sticking here. I'll try one more time. I'm gonna click on Mafia 3 one more. Oh, here we go. Yeah, there's that DLC that I saw before. Whoa, what are you? I can like rate it and start it. Click on start, and we're at 17% complete. So we're not getting anywhere with this, clearly. So if this ends the broadcast, sorry, peace out. But also, I mean, it was going nowhere. So what do you want me to do? Yeah, it says the following application will close Mafia 3. So I'm gonna hit OK. We're gonna lose the broadcast. And then based on what happens with the Mafia 3 content, I will either jump into that, or I will do Tropical 5 as I said I was going to right now, and kind of wait for Mafia 3 to get its act together and have the installation complete or whatever. So probably peace out, and see you in a couple minutes in a completely different game.